How to rage bait a meat eater. But they can't actually form a meaningful argument against veganism. So
Hi, I'm a meat eater, and I also involved heavily in the agriculture industry, and I am about to have a argument against veganism and animal rights mostly.
let's go through some of my favorite methods. I like
Alright, hit me with your best shot!
to start strong and hit them where it hurts. Their code of ethics. So I'll say, do you miss the part of you that used to care about animals? Or do you ever feel guilty that you're the reason animals are killed?
Alright, two arguments to this. First and foremost, if an animal dies out in the wild, very painful death, because they're either going to be getting attacked by some sort of predator and getting ripped to shreds. Not a fun way to go. And second, the thing is if we killed animals in a very cruel and unjust way, meat wouldn't taste good, because animals, when they're in high stress situations, they tense up and the meat just won't taste good. So meat tasting good is a sign that, oh, actually we try to do this as ethically as we can, or as ethically as we can. Also, I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this, but you don't do farming because it makes you money. You do it out of a labor of love. And people care about their livestock because they care, not just because they see a paycheck.
I also say I don't eat dead bodies instead of saying animals. That makes people really uncomfortable.
I mean, vegans say that to me, and it's, again, yes, meat comes from dead animals. That's what it is. And I mean, you want to call it dead body, you can call it that, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think most people understand that's where food does come from. Honestly, I don't know what your argument is. You're just saying, I call it this one way, like, okay, that's what you call it, dude. I call it food.
Now, there's a few ways to target the performative environmentalist types who claim they care about the environment but still eat animals. Just simply say, there's no such thing as a meat-eating environmentalist. Because you can't ignore the impact that raising animals for food has on our planet. I'm talking deforestation, water depletion, pollution, but that's a topic for another day.
Okay, a couple things with this. First and foremost, anything and everything humans do, even your plant production for your foods, will affect the environment in some way, shape, or form. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just what happens. Anything and everything we do to produce food affects the environment in a different way. Now, the thing with animals, and the vast majority of animals, is we're able to actually utilize ground and land that we couldn't use. A great example is I think it's like 37% of the U.S. It's mostly grazing ground and grasslands, and all that land could not be used to raise vegetables or fruit or your food, essentially, but we're able to use it to raise cattle, and we're able to produce food with ground that wouldn't be useful. Also, the other thing, animal production in the U.S., and including all agriculture production in the U.S., only accounts for 10% of all greenhouse gases.